Today in Draw My Life, the Smiley Face Killer. Can you imagine receiving a letter with a crime confession signed with a smiley face? That's just what Keith Hunter Jesperson did to catch the attention of the media and the press. Stick around to learn about the spooky story of this serial killer. But first, crime lovers, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell. Jesperson was born on April 6, 1955 in British Columbia, Canada. Unfortunately, his childhood was somewhat problematic. His father was a dominant and alcoholic man who treated him unkindly. One day, he punished the young Keith using electric shocks. Being a large child, his siblings and schoolmates teased him about it and called him Igor or Ig. As a result, Jesperson grew up lonely and isolated. His killer instinct quickly surfaced. As young as 5 years old, he began killing and torturing animals. Later, at the age of 10, he was responsible for 2 attempted murders. The first was his friend Martin, who he beat violently until his father had to step in. The second one occurred when a boy who was bothering him tried to drown him in a lake. Jesperson later took his revenge in the school swimming pool, submerging his head until the lifeguard had to stop him. Still, Jesperson graduated from high school in 1973. However, he didn't go to college because his father didn't think he was smart enough. That's how he started his job as a truck driver. 2 years later, he married Rose Huck, with whom he had 3 children. However, Rose began to suspect that her husband was cheating on her. The tension between the two led to their divorce in 1990, after 15 years of marriage. In addition, the same year, he suffered from a severe injury that prevented him from fulfilling his dream of joining the Canadian Mounted Police. The crimes began in 1990. The first victim was a 20-year-old girl whom Jesperson met in a bar. He took her home and, after an argument, strangled her to death. He left the girl's belongings in the bathroom, and on the wall, he wrote a note about the crime accompanied by a drawing of a happy face. When he didn't receive recognition for the murder, Jesperson became upset and sent letters to prosecutors and the media. In them, he confessed to this crime, and as on the bathroom wall, he signed them with a smiley face. The next victim was a woman who was with her 6-month-old son in a shopping mall parking lot. Jesperson abducted them for 3 hours, where he physically abused her. The woman was able to escape when he fell to break her neck. She reported him to the police, and Jesperson was arrested in California but released for lack of evidence. Unfortunately, you already can imagine that Jesperson's crimes didn't end there. In 1992, Jesperson abused and strangled 2 more women in California, one in August and one in September. In November of the same year, the body of Lorianne Pantlin was found in Oregon. 6 months later, another victim turned up in the state of California. Police thought it was an overdose, but it was actually another woman murdered by Jesperson. In 1994, the body of another woman was found in Florida. Jesperson confessed that her name was Suzanne. The 7th victim was Angela Subrice, whom Jesperson had agreed to drive from Washington to Indiana. After strangling her, he tied her body to the bottom of the truck and dragged her. The last victim was Julianne Winningham, who was at the time Jesperson's girlfriend and the only one of the victims who was related to him. Jesperson had thought she was only interested in him for his money, so he decided to strangle her. This last murder led to his capture in March 1995. Although he claimed to have killed more than 160 people, the police could only confirm 8 cases in the 5 years he lived as a killer. Jesperson was convicted to a life sentence. Shady, isn't it? Sometimes you can't even trust a smile. Did you know the story of Keith Jesperson? If you don't want to miss more videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the little bell. Oh, and let us know in the comments what other crimes you'd like to hear about. Till next time!